Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we get started on today's painting, I wanted to show you the dried results from Tuesday's painting where I did a full tutorial with recipes and everything. But I used an iridescent cell activator and it does give it a very nice effect. So just wanted to show you how it dried, and that's that. Now, moving into today's painting, I'm actually going to be using leftover paints from this open sky painting here. So we're using pretty much all of the same colors except for one. And I'm getting ready to insert a clip from this video so you guys can see what paints I'm using. So let me show you my paints. This is the consistency. It's pretty thin. This is a white covering white combined with a pearlescent white by Creative Inspirations. And I'll be speeding this up a little bit so we can go ahead and get through the colors. Next up is a iridescent silver by Nick Pro. And that I got from Amazon. I think I got a pack of 12 iridescent colors. So I'm trying to use some of those up. And here we have actually an eye candy pigment called Hadida Turquoise, which I wet with Liquitex gloss pouring medium before I added the Floetrol. It's also mixed with Prussian blue by Liquitex. All right, next up, this is a color I just picked up that I had already mixed up. It was a bloom recipe, but I just watered it down with a little Floetrol and got it to consistency to match the rest of the paints. It was a custom color. I think there was some purple flash in that. And this is a cerulean blue. Next up we have blue flash. No, sorry. We have Febio iridescent bluish green and a Amsterdam bluish green. So two bluish greens mixed up. And last but not least, we have the blue flash by Folk Art. Okay, so welcome back to today's actual painting. So just went over the colors, and I actually did not use all of those colors. I used all of them except for the silver. And to this, I decided to add uh, two additional colors. They're both custom. One is a coppery orangish color, and the other is a deeper blue that I know is going to dry dark because I'm going for contrast here. So that's how I'm layering my colors. I want to keep the white primarily centered and create the contrast between the white and the darker blues with some accent colors flowing throughout. So that's my intention while I'm layering, and that will also be my intention when I get ready to blow out. Also, I did this painting maybe a month ago, I'm thinking. So I do have varnished results for you guys. I actually show you how I varnish a painting at the end as well. So stick around for all of that. I'm going to go ahead and put on a little bit of music, and I'll be back when it's time to talk about the varnishing. So I decided I wanted to go for a little bit more of a dramatic look. That's why you see me adding a little bit more color. I started off with a larger blow dryer, and I don't really have that much control with the larger as I do the smaller. So what I'm doing is going in with a little bit more color, trying again to be strategic with where I place that color. And I'm gonna pick up my mini blow dryer and finish this painting. After I blow out the color that I'm placing on now, I'll be giving it a couple more spins, and you guys will get to see how it turns out in just a few. And if you're enjoying the video so far, please give me a thumbs up, guys. And also consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. Remember, I do post long form videos every Tuesday and Thursday. So set your reminders so that you'll be notified so that you can see the art that I'm putting out. So we have time for another song. So I'm going to play a little bit more music for you guys while we wrap this thing up and get to the varnish results. All right, I am just about done with this piece. I'm just putting in some final details with my skewer. It's always like that. The longer I look at a painting, the more I will fiddle around with it. Okay, guys, so this is the final spin, and then I'll be taking you in to see the wet results. As far as dramatic contrast, I think that mission was accomplished, and I'm very pleased with the outcome for this one. There is a lot of going on. I have some little cells, and I'm just happy with the overall composition. And you'll get to see that in just a few minutes. After we get done varnishing this, it's going to bring all of that gold back to life. The ready to pour gold that I used, it has a very nice shimmer and sparkle to it. So now it is time to varnish this painting. And since it's been sitting up for a few weeks, I'm just lightly going over it, removing any dust or particles that it may have collected. And I'm using Liquitex High Gloss Varnish for this piece. I only ended up using one coat, but you could use, I've used up to 3 if I miss spots. So I just pretty much go down the center with the varnish. I don't shake it or anything. And I'll work my way out from the center to the outer edges with my little sponge squeegee. And once I actually get the whole canvas covered, I will go from one end to the opposite end very lightly, just straight across. So you'll see me start to do that in a few. I'm feeling pretty good about having coverage. And the thing about using varnish is, after you have applied the varnish, you're going to have to look at the painting from multiple angles. Sometimes I will use a flashlight or some sort of light if I don't have enough sunlight coming through, because you don't want any open spots. So what you're seeing me do now is lightly sweeping back and forth from the top end to the bottom end. And I'm doing it this way so that you won't see any swirly patterns or anything like that in the varnish. It should level out and you shouldn't see any lines pretty much. But if your layer is too thin, you may end up seeing lines, and that's when, after this first layer dries in about 3 hours, you could go in with another one. And don't forget those edges. You'll also notice that there will be some fine bubbles, and you just need to grab a torch and torch those out. I'm out of fluid in my torch today, so I'm using a heat gun to pop the bubbles. And after that, you just let it dry for about 3 hours, as I said. So there I am, making sure that the edges are free of drips. You do that a couple of times. Do it right after you finish, and then come back in about 10 minutes and do it again. Okay, we finally get to see the finished varnish piece. And I'm taking this footage with natural light so that you can see the shimmer and the bright colors. Everything held up nicely. And as I mentioned, you can see that shimmer from the gold. And there are also iridescence in this piece too. So everything's working well together. I love the piece. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon, and have a very beautiful day.